Mesrano. She said, "You marry a ya, Utimi Wu Jesus Maya." One more confession be a more man, and Mirabafa or Basso. Mesrano, so Tiamia. Once a sa Samna Wakano. No ma and man, no beer to me cultural leading. If a one share, no be was sika or baby or wet chili. It is one of our bars at the swan conform one by 2 dinqua. Let us have some to Abamano. A beer and a sandy panos to Sukrani and Pedo, and so on and now Wessica. Ye koto Abanaman, we no koto paswa. No, ye one wire. Yakata, Sanwa, Yakanwa, and one and Yadaswa Yaka. Master, Afe me, papa. Master Nanado, Panic.
Our people, the youth, the elderly, drivers, market women, civil servants, security personnel, teachers, journalists, nurses, and doctors are all experiencing a sense of hopelessness on a scale never witnessed in recent memory. This dire situation calls for urgent action, and the most powerful tool at our disposal is our right to vote. President Akufo-Addo and his administration have failed to address the pressing economic challenges they have exerted on the people of our country, misapplying our precious, scarce resources and overspending on their creature comforts and largesse instead of building the critical infrastructure this country needs for job creation and development. Their promises during their campaigns have not been fulfilled, leaving the ordinary Ghanaian burdened with the consequences of their incompetence, cluelessness, and shameless arrogance. Today, some Ghanaians glorify and make excuses for corruption because the MPP has allowed it to permeate every facet of our society. This must never be accepted as the norm. It hinders progress on many fronts, denying our youth of opportunities that should have come their way if state resources were meaningfully applied. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford to let this dire state of affairs continue. Registering and acquiring a voter ID card to vote in the December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections is not just a basic civic duty, it is an obligation. As a people, our starting point to effect real change in our country is to register and vote. You and I have a collective responsibility to use our votes wisely to hold our leaders accountable and demand the change we desperately need. It is the surest way to secure our democracy. As young people, we must hold immense power in our hands. The upcoming limited voter registration exercise by the Electoral Commission is therefore an opportunity to start the process towards making your voices heard and shaping the future of our dear country, Ghana. I wish to add my voice to those who have called on the EC to reconsider its decision to restrict the registration exercise to its district offices only. Acquiring a voter ID card affirms one's right to vote, and access to a voter ID card should be easy and not limited by location. Every Ghanaian deserves the chance to exercise this democratic right. I strongly urge the Electoral Commission to facilitate the registration exercise in all its electoral areas to allow for easy access and a reduced burden on the citizenry in their quest to register.
To all MPP people, my TESCON fraternity, my youth organizers and deputies, region, all of us, every TESCON person, get a friend or two to register. Get a friend or two to register, because your vote is your power. Let's all get involved. Our vote is our franchise. And in 2024, next year, let's go all out. Campaign hard and vote for the new patriotic party to continue with all the beautiful youth projects, policies that we are carrying out. I also know from the intel I have picked, the NDC intend to misbehave quite a lot as the process begins, because for them, they want to give the EC a bad name. So they are mobilizing thugs, bandits, crooks across the country to attack district offices and other places that registration will be ongoing. I want to urge the Ghana Police Service to be on the lookout for such clandestine and dastardly behavior from the NDC. It should not be tolerated. We should not allow dangerous people to destroy our democracy for us. At the end of the day, parties, as we are, we do not dictate to the EC how they do their work. We are all stakeholders, but the law is on the side of the EC, and they make the rules. If you are not comfortable with them, you are not obliged to run any elections in this country. If you think that the EC is running the activities in such a way that you don't like, you can go home and sit down anytime that you feel that you want to participate and subject to the rules of the EC as given them by the constitution of this country. You come back and get involved. We will go out with the difficulties that the process will present to us. We embrace the challenges and go out and help young people to register. I also want to advise that their action, their intended mobilization of thugs and crooks to disturb is not one that will work, because we will not sit down and watch them misbehave. We will stand up for democracy. We will stand up and ensure that we protect our people. That we will do. And as National Youth Organizer, I will go every length to ensure that protection is given to our people. For young people, I have said that let's get interest in the governance of this country. I've seen desperate people running around looking for power. Desperate NDC, they have become.
Key stations. Omunyina wa ha. Awujanfo ye frem ha awiabre ya. Asemo a ye pese ye de etomonim na moma Ghana for asote. Efa voter registration eye abato ho di ntwera Electoral Commission asha asese otwere. Ye nyina nimu se emra na efa ya bato ho ewo man mu. Ehye Electoral Commission se afibia no esese o jabre na ye de twere edin ne etimi twere ye mrante ne mabaawa womo anyine aduru womo mpanimfie so se esese womo eto aba no esese ye twere o hwe registration a ekoso 2019 na ye hu se eni kwan a ye population ana ye dodo esiko na nim na anya hwe kura no afibia nipa womo nyini eduru womo mpanimfie so a ese womo timi to aba ma ne yeye no anya hwe kura ya na womo boro 1 million opepemba akone kakra enu ntimfie miensani a afei ena Electoral Commission oba bebue akwanya ama saafo na timi atwere womo din no leche se ye de anibu a nipa be se opepem miensa ena esese womo nya akwanya atwere womo din na womo nya kwan eto aba no bi wenum nyina ye mabuna afei ena womo enyi Enunti na ye won wa se biaye a ese se ye twire sadin no 2019 a na yani da so se wo mo a ebe twire wo mudin no be opepem ba kompe no Electoral Commission ebuye centers apem ene ahenum 1500 said the beya obia benya kwanya atwere ni na mom afi wo ya yesusu se nipa na duru empem miensa no okobie centers ya no okobie 268 enuru even 1/3 of the editorial 2019 edino intenshishaya odi abani se obi obetwere ni din bia emfa ho ba bia ufre gise wo faka eko Electoral Commission office no akotwere wudin ewo ho enunti ye hwe din no yehu se ebre a wo mo ahye no ene nhishishaya a wo mo aye no ebema nipa bebre wo ho a womunya akwanya ntwere wo mudin na kampese abato obi aduru so a wo matimi atobi.
From net FOB to gross FOB. The difference is that with the use of net FOB, the amount that farmers were to be paid was arrived at after all industry costs had been deducted. However, with a change in the mechanism to use gross FOB, the amount that farmers would be paid will be determined first before all other industry costs are taken. The critical difference is that the net FOB, the amount paid to farmers, as I just explained, will be deducted before all industrial costs are taken out. Also, there is and another interesting thing that has happened. There is a reduction in industry costs. And if you had listened, I was listening to the NDC and they were talking about a lot of the money stays in the office. And they were asking the rhetorical question saying that, is the money supposed to be in the office or is cocoa cultivated in the office? The cost, the industry cost has been capped at 40%. Now that, I'm sure the NDC will have to check their notes before they go making wild allegations. Now this year, the announcement of the producer price was moved up to September from its typical October schedule. This change has made it possible for farmers to be given timely access to funds to fulfill their financial commitments and responsibilities promptly. Higher payments, so that's the benefits of the change that we've just been talking about. Higher payments to farmers as a result. This change in the mechanism ensures that farmers receive more significant portion of the export value of cocoa. In simpler terms, farmers who are at the heart of production gets more substantial share of profits from cocoa exports. The evidence, as you may have read about already, lies in the 63.5 increase that has been announced in the price for the 2023-2024 crop year. Fairer distribution of profits. This is one key benefit that cocoa farmers are deriving. By giving farmers more significant share of the profit, 63.5%. I want us to remember that, 63.5%. Farmers having been given the significant share of the profit from cocoa export, this change in mechanism will promote equitable distribution of wealth within the cocoa supply chain. This can lead to improved living standards for cocoa farmers and encourage more people to engage in cocoa farming. And finally, protection against price drops. And this is one key benefit based on the change in the period from originally being in October to September. The new mechanism helps protect farmers from potential future drops in international market prices. It acts as a safeguard to ensure that farmers are less affected by any decline in cocoa prices that may occur.
Say yama ojuma na oye a friend is saying CEO cocoa board now we issue public statement te o support Osimesi and Asa Obenti. That is not your work. We've been suffering losses for the last 6 years at your state institution. I want to say, Wejuma. Unuya koko nubi, nkrofo dua. Na wo akọje ato no force o. Uton wi anu achema ma ombi. Enso still so aboka. Public me hu say EBS sa. Say yama wadwuma public me hu say EBS sa. Say yama wadwuma na oye direct a friend saying CEO Cocoa Board. Now we issue public statement that all support to Osimesi and Asa Obenti. That is not your work. We've been suffering losses for the last 6 years at your state institution. I want to say, Wejuma. Unuya koko nubi, nkrofo dua. Na wo akọje ato no force o. Uton wi anu achema ma ombi. Enso still so aboka.
In 2016 also, man, in fact, 2016, you got 2 more, or yet Tepa, or yet group and here Tepa, Yababa to go. The number of quality of the group. You will attend a dinner, Oma, Kuku, Okoso, another Obafu. I did in bed. As I would come on the seeding now against the US dollars. Another dollar no you seeding no ina oye baby I ton Kuku na kasanso no. But the can here now you the dollar no now no why is my seeding no Abafu in can last year in a city to $1 or 6 cities in the upper 11 cities. Them sasунti omani bia ya wanza me bia sebe ya kraba na ya wanza me bia enso ya koton wa manane nti se ya krab petrol ya deba room ha na se city no go no okofuma obama no go no petrol no go na akosra the mountain na se e koton ko wa manane na se city no na wanza ne bafuma o de inya homfaso nti say exporter inya homfaso na import za sebe inya homfaso ko say the city na wanze no akofo in times of time oye abandon city no bakofo koko no go no oido koso ni na yi the city na wanze no akofo abeti no koko no go no onkoso na na no ni na chiru no world market price since 1977 koko no go onkoso da meda 44 years. Koko no go nende koko no go agotono amanane 44 years ago in a koko no go do them. It's afiti koko yofafo oye mafi o den kamunya de papa bi fim koko bag biara NDC fo yen hyehyɛ ka he ne ye wa bema en ka bag biara ye de ba ma 25 million cedis. Na ye the premium at Tomodo, ye the kakwa e 28 million Ghana cedis. Bago. Sanka President Mahama, and then kwa oye Ghana mampenina. In the ND Sabani or one Kabad Biela 25. Ye the bonus 300 afio nenya 28 million. Inti them 28 million in the President Kufuor number is so almost 1.3 million or 13 million. Bad the Biobotobia, Usika 15 million. Akosho Kobrano. Bad the Kribiala, our Hanakai. They said, Ubad the Kribia Cotton, Neso Usika, Usika 15 million. Abayafa. Saying to say, a cotton, bad the Bia, a Koku, 15 million. Usika 150 million. Say a ton bag 10. Usika 150 million. Abayafa. The MB said, them 150 million. So one second, Usika. Say it's harder saying 150 million now. How about dinner go to die? Into my phone, come here. Into Tamaman. Into Uban Kofu. Seven. And what I will if you need to know. Inti abana nambo dama bani di ninti mi yetendodo dama bani on dune perform ho dama pala makachira mo ide president Mahamas makachira mo de oy nyamena aduma NDC baba be
the Bible talk for a fire Juma do ba koko na no mututu no I'm a fire Juma ya Juma busumi nine o ma ntia bi mu die busumi sia afe busumi nwatwe busumi num ebi mu dia busumi asa o mu tia obi aka e ko ye cha o mu sa da ayi a mu pe ya rabu yeti o mu sa pata lete o mu yi mu o mu pra fo no mu yi adi o ma pata lete ya amere wa fo mi na mi pani fo ma keka ho e wo lo mi yi ma mi pani na le ba da na ja no aba na le ba le hwe na de jam se fe wa awe wo no me pani be kwa do e kwa apia no mo bla na e ho ho a e da yi nipa na e sa o ma ntua ya ka o ma bu ya kwase e kwa no kwa na ma da o ma wra bu ya no e tu e so ma pani ni akufo ado ani koko bodo sai you go to get for me pa wo taw no be sika no o mo ba sika ya me anya sa dia ba no e ba float ya no ya do afi ba ko ya kwa match mu ne ya kwa ya de ko do ye adwa kapra kra ya bi ni ya ha ya de adu ya nya bi ya ka eju ka je koko board for ni aba ya bare cha o le ti ya ka ya bare cha bebre ya sika ni nya Electoral is supposed to be Electoral is supposed to be here because East Ayawaso have its own district, Ayawaso North has its own district, West Wagon has its own district, and then North has its own district. And so even the first agreement, the information you have given out that you are being battled for, you have gone ahead to break that. And look at all this. And so it is very bad, very problematic.
Justin, if we call it Municipal Assembly. So far, no, say na me share and me sure saying that man for I was saying na e betimi register. Cause ebi musu ye ntokwa ni nyama. Nti. Se me hwe na o ma retimi register me enda enne ochina meba. Ochina so ndrum so aden. Dey I bedroom so meba abaye. Oh, mini assemblyman na eba. Collect cloth aso. Oh, Minkwa.
My name is Augustino Forijibi. Ayawaso North Constituency Secretary. MPP. Okay. How long have you been here and what have you observed so far? I was here 7:30. Okay. And so far, I would say so good. The registration started exactly 7:40 or so. And on the way, the machine went off. And when we checked, they told us that one of the machines have to be linked to the national server. So we should wait small. So we waited small, and now it's in progress. It's going on.
There are so many people here. So many. And then one thing we also got was that there was going to be one district, office catering for that entire district. Here, there are about 5 districts here alone.
Okay. Me, like I said, I'm from Ayawaso North District. So ideally, we should have been in our district. But according to them, they said this is their office for the district. Instead of having the district in our constituency, they have their district office here. So they gazetted this place. That is why we are having the registration here. Yes, I agree with them. In fact,
that the most effective way that we can have a debt portfolio for our country that is sustainable is to make sure that the NDC loses this election in December. Kicking out the NDC will be the surest way we can to protect the debt structure of our country. Why do I say that? In the 4 years in which they have been in power, they have more than tripled our national debt from 9 billion cedis, which was at the end of Kufuor's period, to 28 billion cedis today. In the 4 years of the NDC administration, they have contracted more debt than all the governments of our country, from Kwame Nkrumah right down to John Agyekum Kufuor. That is the nature of the situation confronting our country. And I dare say the President would agree with me that without the rebasing of the economy, the debt profile of our country today will be getting towards epic proportions. So we need, when we're talking about the debt profile of our country, to bear in mind two things. One, the areas into which the debt goes. And I agree with some of my previous speakers that the productive investment and the rate of return on them is a critical one. Equally critical is the value for money of the transactions that the debt brings about. We need to look at that. I've given some examples of public procurements that are taking place in our country on an extremely inflated rate. Once again, we need to look at this. You're talking about loans that are given, and inside the loans, the arrangements for determining value for money remain very opaque and unclear. How can you persuade the Ghanaian people that debts are being contracted in these circumstances that are there to push forward their future? We intend to be extremely disciplined about the contraction of debt. We're first of all going to respect the teachings of the national budget and treat it as precious. We will not be stepping outside the constraints of the budget. We are going to make sure that we reduce considerably areas of corruption in the construction and execution of some of these projects. These are the critical matters that our people are looking for leadership on. That we are.
Government paid over 2-point-something billion cedis to just close it, and the bank was owing about 800 million. So even if the 2 billion was given as a loan, if I've turned the country, but you throw it away to close it. And in 2012, we were employing over 2,500 people directly from 3. But they decided to close it down. And in any civilized institution, you don't close down brands that people accept. You build them out. But the government decided, for whatever reason, that they'll close it down completely. And they closed it the way they did, with police and things, breaking it down at dawn, which is not how you close down a bank. But see, if I talk, it's like because it's about you are defending. But the fact is that what is wrong for the country is wrong for the country. Because, as I said, the fact is the government paid over 2-point-something billion cedis to just close it. And the bank was owing about 800 million. So even if the 2 billion was given as a loan, if I've turned the country, but you throw it away to close it. And
public, me who say ABS say Yama or Juma, na oye, a friend saying CEO Cocoa Board. Now we issue public statement, take all support to a simesi and answer. That is not your work. We've been suffering losses for the last 6 years at your state institution. I want to say, "Where's Juma? Unuya Cocoa Nubi, grow for Dia. Now we work on a ton of force. Uton we are no achema mombi, and so still so aboka." Public, me who say ABS say Yama.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number 2, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Friday, the 15th day of September 2023. By His grace, we're live and we're here with yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the very privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Special task force deployed to protect mining companies. New fishing canoes banned. Accra Mamutu Eto boats decommissioning underway. Boat accident, 7 fishermen missing at Ada. Ghanaian Times. Government regulates increasing fishing canoe fleet. No new entrants for 3 years. Registration to be suspended effective October 1. Government reopens DDEP to increase participation. Finance Ministry. Threats to biodiversity affecting livelihoods of over 6 million Ghanaians. Dr. Ayensu. Daily Guide. I'm sorry. Adwa Safo begs MPP. Government reopens domestic debt exchange program. 7 missing in Adan boat disaster. Fisheries Ministry bans new canoes. New weekend crusading guide. Oforiatta goes to BOG's rescue. Says central bank still prudent, strong and functioning efficiently. Okay. The BOG and the Finance Ministry are Siamese twins. No new permits for cement manufacturing and bagging factories. Minister halts processes indefinitely. Fisheries Ministry bans new canoes. Kedeman observes 40 days of late Kede Queen Mother demise tomorrow. Osaberima Asariche assures it will be peaceful. Trade Minister appoints Professor Alex Dodu, custodian of weights and measures. Juaboso NPP chair dragged to NEC. The Insight. Minority demands resignation of Cocoa Board CEO over mismanagement. Big event to hit Accra today. Reshuffle rocks EPA after Shama deadly explosion. Resources International Limited donates to Savior Children Foundation. Mass organizations say no to West-backed ECOWAS war in Niger. The Informer, plot to oust IGP, public rallies behind Dampari, urge him to remain focused on police transformation agenda. Jospon Group Rights Initiative on course. Cocoa politics, minority government in dogfight. GBA corrects erroneous impression, says appointments are apolitical. Church and state have bright future, Baomia. Commentary, IGP Dampari metamorphoses into biblical Joseph. The Inquisitor, once again it's on, collusion, thievery at all. Osesibe is Nook's best 2023 CEO. You have demonstrated love for parties. Samuel Okutu supporters of other candidates now backing DMB. Revival of a dance hall project. McDonald has made strong case for local champions. The Daily Statesman. NPP tightens rules for presidential primaries. GBA. Judges are picked on merit. Trade Ministry suspends permit for new cement companies. First Lady builds children's interest in reading with more libraries. The Ghanaian Publisher. Akufo-Addo's prodigal daughter begs him and MPP for forgiveness. Agric Minister targets cocoa smugglers. Ken Ofori-Atta defends Bank of Ghana. AMA at 125. First female mayor, Lord's predecessors. The Ghanaian Observer. Ofori-Atta backs Addison, says Bank of Ghana boss deserves praise and support. Agenda 111 is unprecedented in Siansari. Government freezes new entrance to artisanal fishing. Vice President Baumia is the best candidate to lead MPP chairman. Government commits to maximum security for mining companies. The Finder. Excited farmers hail government, say significant new cocoa prices motivation to increase production. Bank of Ghana remains prudent, strong and functioning efficiently. Ofori-Atta. AME unveils logo to kickstart 125th anniversary celebration. 5 illegal miners jailed 5 years each. Minors, foreigners attempting to register as voters, EC officials. Daily Post. Failed Cocoa Board CEO told to resign for gross mishandling of cocoa affairs. Jospon Rice Project. Jospon Group signs agreement with EGTA Investment of Nigeria. Aim for excellence, Professor Nana J. Energy students. Randy Abe calls out Chief Justice, Judiciary over handling of injunction against EC voter registration. The good old Catholic Standard. SECAM calls for deeper reflection on recent coups in Africa. WAEC laments more practice in 2023. WASI promises to ensure sanity be measured in funeral expenditure. Archbishop Palmer Bakel to Ghanaians. CRS marks 65th anniversary in Ghana. An Electoral Commission must show abundance of sensitivity to public opinion. That's the editorial of the Catholic Standard. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola. My dear grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you. Enjoyment Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Inside Black Star Press Limited. Grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
My name is John, and this is my long-time crush, my cookie dipped in strawberry yogurt. On this scorching hot afternoon on our way back from a long job hunt, we met this good Samaritan who offered us
6 weeks later.
A special wedding reception for our bride and groom.
And there she is, my cookie, dipped in someone else's yogurt.
Who holds the moolah, calls the shots, play game that games, the easiest lottery
And we pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times daily to become one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in Sranu.
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Sakradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to moon.
Joined us. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have Nana Komia, who's the managing director of STC. Good morning, Nana.
Morning, Rand.
Also with me on the show this morning is the Honorable Samuel Kujatua Blakwa, Member of Parliament, North Dong, who has not been here for 3 weeks. Good morning, Samuel, man.
Hi, good morning, Doc. Good to see you. It's
good
great
to
be
see
back.
you too. Yes.
Hi, good morning, Nana.
Morning. There's a lot to talk about, but before then, some goodies from MTN. It's often said that people envy sportsmen and especially footballers because they get paid for doing what they love doing, and that's exactly what MTN is giving you. And this is their Momo season, and there's something for everyone. Just download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. Our merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. So keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are we doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay and more points and win big this Momo season. Visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. And I keep reminding you that you need not worry about what aging and physical infirmity do to you, especially when you have to use the stairways to that mansion or home or office that you've labored to put up. We know that becomes challenging using the stairway, but you need not worry because with a portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. And this is a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. And the original comes in 3 custom-made models with the wheelchair option. And get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or the office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modifications to your building. Visit Lift and Elevators Ghana at Sakumono for your solutions and free consultations. Call Lift and Elevators on 0200535515 or email at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. And secure your future. As far as higher education is concerned, with the Accra Business School, boost your career with the prestigious MSc degrees from KN University, and you can choose from Public Affairs or IT Management, international marketing, international relations, communications, or human resource management. In just 12 months, the MBA can be yours. Dive into the BSc programs in IT security and cybercrime, IT management and business management endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. The Accra Business School offers flexible entry payment and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential and take position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call the Accra Business School on 0263 888 555 or 0263 888 666 or visit the campus at Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. And what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, who's got a mullah has got a power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on the website www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under the age of 18. Play responsibly. All right. And I guess that Nana Kumia will relate to this. I'm sure that Honorable Kujato too. You remember not too long ago, our parents used to brush our teeth with bordietri. We call it pounded peduncle of plantain, mixed with charcoal, you know. And we're told that charcoal has essential medicinal properties that help remove toxins from our bodies. The natural absorptive property of charcoal helps to remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you a fresh breath. Now, Kel charcoal toothpaste has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. And constant use of Kel charcoal toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, upset stomach, hangover, and so on. Kel charcoal toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years and above. Kel charcoal toothpaste for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. This is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kel charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. And Kel charcoal toothpaste also have Kel Kids, and that's for kids between 2 to 6 years. And Kel Kids toothpaste flavored with strawberry gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love of brushing their teeth always. Kel Kids toothpaste protects children's gum, prevents cavity, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between the ages of 2 and 6 years and is a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy smile. All right. So with all smiles, Nana, what have you been up to?
Well,
the last time I saw you issue a statement disowning some buses. But what have you been up to? I said, the man who's always happy to welcome buses, this time is dissociating himself from others.
It was such an unfortunate matter. We got a partnership deal which brought 100 buses to STC. I'm sure you've heard of those 100 buses. You remember?
Is that a Freddie Blay one?
Well, but so you remember those?
They're supposed to be mini,
14 seaters.
Yeah.
And we're so happy because there are so many places that want the service. Now, people remember that the service used to be there when they were kids. And so if the company is back and they see the buses, they put pressure on their MPs, the chiefs, and so on. And we didn't have all the buses that we needed. So when we got this offer of 100 buses, we went all out, got new terminals, extra terminals in Tamale, Caladan, Medina, Okwasi. we opened a lot of new terminals.
So that was one of the motivation for your expansion?
Yes, because the new buses were coming. So we could go to more areas. Kaswa. So we have two in Kaswa to run a shuttle between Kaswa and Cape Coast, Kaswa and Takrady, because these three cities are on there. The buses came, we branded them, signed the agreement, all the fanfare. Shortly after, ownership disputes between the company, the partners in the company. It got so bad that, remember the bent bus those days?
Yes.
STC bus.
Yes.
We thought it was part of the secession thing. Apparently, the ownership dispute thing was a part of it.
Whoa.
And then the buses will be stopped in the middle of the road, and the people will not let the buses go with passengers. So we asked them, look, just go to court and settle your matter. In the meantime, we park the buses. But for 3 years, the case is still in court.
3 years?
3 years. So the buses had been parked there, 100. And they were taking up so much space. So eventually we engaged them aggressively, and we got them to move the buses from our terminal, all there. And so apparently they had gone and parked them somewhere behind the Nkrumah Circle. We have removed all the STC brand, but apparently there were a couple of other buses that came from other terminals. Those ones, the brandings were there. So somebody goes to see about 80, 90 buses, 2019 registered. And then they said, well, and this one there, Nakomia has come to hide these buses, wants to dispose of them quietly. So we had to explain that no, this is the situation. Unfortunate for us, it's all the people who were expecting the service, they come and say, but you came, you said, yeah, you are coming and all of that, we've given you a terminal, given you a place, you've developed. But that's the nature of business.
So,
but what? Sorry.
So the constituencies who were supposed to be the beneficiaries of the buses, haven't they been harassing you?
No, because we don't have any deal with them. They will be harassing those who promised them the buses. But I think that was the original idea.
Yes.
But the idea was changed. That rather, let's give it to do a partnership with STC, and then the revenue rather be given to the constituencies. Because I think that the thought was that if you give it to the constituencies, there'll be a problem with running them profitably. If you're not careful, there will be fights as to control. Some people know these things very well. So it was a good idea to run them commercially and let the proceeds go to the constituencies. But this ownership dispute scattered the whole thing. Now, in the last 1 week, the team by Umia has been touring the Volta region. We got back last night quite late from the whole constituencies. And I'm here this morning. We'll be going back on Sunday to finish with the Anglo constituencies. And then we'd have brought the Volta regional campaign to an end. Of course, we'll go and do some mop-up, maybe a week to November 4. But we've been to Hohoi. We started on the 11th of September. We've been to Hohoi, Afajato, South Dai, Bando, North Dai, North Tong, which is Samuel Kujato's constituency. So as for North Tong, I was looking for him, but all the inquiries I made show that he wasn't around. He's telling me this morning that he was hiding somewhere in the constituency. That went to North Tong, Central Tong, South Tong. Hey, so your Tong alone, 3 constituencies. Yes. Hey, you people, you've done some more. Huh? Anyway, so then Akachi South, Akachi North, Agotime, Adaklu. So yesterday, we were at Agotime, Petoi, quite a famous settlement. I was very happy to be there yesterday. Petoi, that's the Agotime. And then we were in Adaklu, quite a small constituency, only about 250 delegates. No. Some of the average constituency size in terms of delegates is 700, 600. So Adaklu is really small.
Did you meet the DC?
Yes, we met everybody. And then we were in the whole West. Ooh, what a beautiful place.
The view.
The view, the drive, amazing.
Yeah.
And it's quite some distance from Ho. I mean, it's separated from the whole city with lush countrysides. I don't know why they still call them Ho West. But it was a wonderful drive from Ho to Ho West. We got there 700 delegates. Very, very welcoming. And then we got to Ho Central, finished at about 9 p.m. and then drove back to Accra. So the response has been fantastic. The people in the Volta region, for them, their natural choice is Dr. Bawumia. And they made it very clear to us that they've been suffering the stigma from their own people. I mean, they are a minority. This is the biggest stronghold of the NDC, the Volta region. So the NPP supporters are a brave minority, you know, living in this such a big stronghold of the NDC. So I admire the NPP supporters in the Volta region because it cannot be comforting to be a supporter of the NPP in the Volta region. And these ladies and gentlemen have stuck it out over the years in that region. And they've been ridiculed by their own people. Why are you following this? Is it a blue tower? Sammy, what do you say? Huh?
We don't ridicule people in the Volta region.
Well, they ridicule them. They call them a blue tower. Do you know a blue tower? You know a blue tower?
What's the meaning of that? There's nothing like a blue tower.
So what is it? That's what I'm asking you. You are there. But how do you say it?
Because your premise was wrong. If you had, started on a...
So how do you say? How do you say?
On a good note.
Yeah,
we are very... You've just returned. You've talked about how
I just want that
hospitable, loving.
Yeah, I want that. How do you say it? The blue tower?
Caring we are.
How do you say it?
Blue tower.
Blue tower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's simpler. They call them blue tower and all of that. So for them, Dr. Bawumia offers them an opportunity.
It's just the same way you call us Agbefo.
Okay.
It's the same.
So for them, Dr. Bawumia offers them an opportunity to take this blue tower back from them. And so they are very, very happy. And they will give Dr. Bawumia massive votes because they see themselves in him. And so I'd like to thank them for their enthusiasm and for their support for Dr. Bawumia and their support for the party over the years. There was a time it was dangerous for the NPP to go and campaign in the Volta region. These people have sustained the party in the region, and today you can go in there and know that you get your own people. So I'm very happy. We'll be coming back to mop up, and we are sure that on November 4, the Volta regional delegates will return 100% for Dr. Bawumia.
All right.
Now, Randy, when I've been involved in the campaign of Dr. Bawumia directly, and so, and I can testify to the hard work that goes into this campaign, especially since Dr. Bawumia is determined to go to every single constituency. It would have been easier if you combine, say, 2 or 3 constituencies at a place. No, but he wants to go to the people. And so you drive from Accra 3-4 hours to a place to meet 400 people. and then another 2 hours to another. It's quite tedious. So when you hear sentiments like, "Oh, it's been favored," I'm a little upset. But that's the nature of politics.
Okay, so because Sammy has not been here in a while, so I have not raised it. But I go through Sammy's constituency at least 2 times in a month. And then a month ago, I realized that your quest to kick Sammy out of parliament, something that you started some over 10 years ago, and you failed, that you apparently have not given up. So driving through a constituency, then I saw a huge poster, on one of the electricity poles or something. Then what struck me was the name. It was an MPP poster, but the name, Electoral. And I said, oh, so Nana Akome has not given up. Something he could not succeed against Okujeto in the internal NDC primaries. Now he is doing it through the NPP.
No.
Won't you give up?
No. Your premise.
Yes.
Is not correct.
Really?
Yeah. I have had no intention of removing Sammy Okujeto from his seat. No.
In their primaries?
No.
But you were a consultant for Electoral.
And unintended. So that's the bottom line. Unintended. So
unintended consultant.
Yes. When Sammy Okujeto came onto that scene in Northtown, there was a gentleman who was, if you like, the establishment candidate.
Yes.
A very experienced public servant, and he was going on retirement, and he wanted to enter parliament after retirement. He's been nurturing the constituency in Northtown, NDC, called Mr. Electoral. And all of a sudden, Sammy Okujeto burst onto the scene and then wanted to go to parliament. And this man was the establishment candidate. And all of a sudden, Sammy Okujeto was taking the ground from him. Actually, you are also...
That sounds a bit like your Kankwe South story.
That you are also part of this problem.
The Electoral?
Yes.
What did I do?
Let me show you. Because at that time, Sammy Okujeto and myself would do Good Morning Ghana on Fridays.
Yes.
I don't know whether it was with you or with the lovely Shamima, one of you.
Yes.
So the faction over there saw me as their natural ally.
Yes.
So I can deal with him
on their behalf.
On their behalf. On your show. That's what I'm saying. You are also. So it had nothing to do with me doing anything in the constituency. It had all to do with your show. That's what I'm saying. You are also in there. And in fact, it wasn't. And those days, Sammy Okujeto was having some little problems with his family people. You remember?
So that's when they said he couldn't speak the Ewe properly.
No, but then his family people, all kinds of. And so they would come to me with all kinds of stories. And I'm saying, please, I'm not a member of your family. You have family elders. If there's this issue, you remember all of that. If there's this issue, please. You mean I should come and ask?
So how come now you have now adopted the Yellow Blue in MPP?
Actually, no. When I went to the constituency 2 days ago with Dr. Baumia, a very nice young man came and greeted me and introduced himself to me. And he said he's the NPP, is aspiring to be the NPP candidate. And that he was Electoral.
Yes.
The name sounded familiar. I didn't get it immediately.
Okay.
But then he kept repeating it. So then it struck me that, Electoral.
Your former client.
Then he says, well, yes, he's my father. And but I have joined the NPP and I want to be the candidate. So of course, I said a few words of encouragement to him. you shouldn't discourage young people, always encourage them. So I was once a young person in that situation. Very tough becoming the parliamentary candidate. Because there was an establishment candidate in Okaiko South at that time, and I was also seen as an upstart. So, so that was it. So I haven't done anything.
And your second time you beat my GP teacher.
What's that?
So your second one. The first one was the establishment candidate. The second one you beat my GP teacher.
Who's he? Who's that?
The one you beat, your second
I'm beating so many people I can't.
Jomia.
Oh! Oh, he taught you out there.
Don't be GP.
Nice guy. Nice guy. Very.
He's in the UK.
Ill-timed challenge. But so.
Mr. George Mayer, good morning.
I haven't done anything outwardly. I'm just campaigning for my candidate to win in North Dome and all over the country.
So you've not accepted the consultancy?
Oh no! I mean.
Younger Blue. Or you giving up now?
No, I haven't given up. I mean, if he comes to me for advice, of course I would advise him. And I mean, I value Samuel Kujato's work in Parliament. He's been one of the very hard-working members of Parliament. And if you look beyond party lines, you want people like that to be in there. The only major blot on his record.
His refusal to tell us.
Yeah, when he took a private solution on a matter that obviously was very dire for the progress of Parliament, when he took a private solution to just resign quietly
without
telling us, giving us the benefits of the problem, so all of us can bring our minds to the problem. It's a very damning blot on his record as an MP, and he's still. In fact, you asked him directly about this something. He said he's spoken quietly to some man, all kinds of very, very embarrassing. But otherwise, he's a fine young man.
Okay.
Yes, Sabi. Yeah. Good
what
morning
have you been up to?
Good morning to Nana. Who has inspired me this morning, and good morning to all our.
Said to Randy that
good morning to all.
Randy, I just said to that
all our.
So what does he say?
All our distinguished viewers across
the
the
dressing you put on the salad.
Let me, Doc, emphasize that all over the world, it is considered a virtue. When you take a principled position, when you resign based on principle. And Nana Komia trying over the months to make it look like it is some embarrassing episode. How many times have we not sat here and encouraged that culture, particularly in Africa? That is something we lack. Elsewhere, they commend people who will take a principled position, step aside, dissociate, distance themselves, because they don't want to, continue in particular offices. So it remains a virtue which is extolled, which is celebrated all over the world. I'm surprised that only in my case, Nana Kumia is struggling so hard consistently over the period to make it look.
I mean, to make it motivated.
That is the point. What is the principle on which you resign? Oh, that is the point.
Okay.
That is the point.
So we have an agreement. We have an agreement that you will know about.
You don't know why you resign.
So you don't know why I resign, yet you call it embarrassing. So you see, it's
because you don't know why you resign.
It's contradictory. So you don't know.
Okay,
you don't know why have you put the card before the horse?
Settle the matter.
You do not know, and yet you want to label it.
No, it's okay.
Condemn it.
It's okay.
Call it an embarrassment.
I do not know. I've wronged you.
So accept that you are not being fair to me.
I have not been fair.
Yes, you don't know the reason.
Please set the record straight.
At the
right time. I've told you that at the right time.
Is that the right time?
At the right time.
Why did you resign from the appointments committee?
Is this at the right time?
What year was it?
At the right time.
2021?
Yes.
2 years down the line.
The Bible talks about times and seasons.
It's part of
times and seasons.
You resigned in 2021.
There is a time for
from
everything.
The appointments committee of Parliament.
Yes.
that you had major problems with the way the committee was working. 2 years. You haven't told.
This is part of his memoirs.
There is a time and a season for everything under the sun.
Nana, you haven't
Don't
worry.
If you haven't told us and we are expressing worry, why are you saying we are being unfair to you? Why is he saying we are being unfair?
We
don't know the principle on which you resign.
Let me also welcome the young. Let me welcome the young.
But whilst we wait for the memoir, he shouldn't be accusing us of being unfair to him. That's my problem. No. We have a right.
You don't know the reason. You called it an embarrassment. If you didn't use those words, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have accused you of being unfair to me.
You resigned
being
and
unfair
you don't
to
know
me.
Why?
Yes, so you don't know why. Take your time. When I state the reasons, when you hear the reasons, then you can pass judgment.
2 years.
You know,
if it was somebody else's matter, you would be on the rooftops.
So, Doc, let me also welcome the young Ella Blue into the political arena.
Okay.
I met him for the first time on Tuesday at the registration center in Bato. Very, very nice young man.
I've seen videos of you going around.
Yes, yeah, very, very, very nice young man. And he told me that he wants to finish what his father couldn't complete.
He told you?
Yes. So we had a nice chat. We had a nice chat.
I told him to tell you.
So Nana says he was only an unintended consultant. I'm not too sure what he would have said if he had succeeded. If he had succeeded in getting Ella Blue to win, I'm sure he will have taken all the credit. You know, once
it's not only uniform wearing people who engage in coup d'etat.
Yes, you know, but he has a hurdle. He has a primary ahead of him. I think there's another chap who's also picked a form. He's a bit louder. He's held a press conference and said that he entered the race just because of me. To get me out. So let's see how it goes in the internal MPP primaries. We are solid on the ground. The NDC remains the most attractive party in North Tongue. We are rolling out so many interventions virtually on a weekly basis. Latest being a one-month free accommodation package for nurses. The Health Directorate has informed me that they are now struggling to attract nurses, and the medical superintendent at the Bato Hospital, Dr. Tuguba, also informed me that when they are posted, they ask them to secure accommodation, about half of them don't come back. So I thought that I find a practical solution to it. So we've offered them 1 month free accommodation. I spoke to 3 of our leading hotel owners, and they have agreed. They've given me a very, very subsidized rate, very heavily subsidized. So it's not the expensive rate that you will pay. But they are the finest hotels in North Tongue, Best Care, Royal Masito, and the Koya Lodge at Joapong. And they will offer free 1 month accommodation with breakfast, free of charge. So that they can have that 1 month to settle in and secure accommodation. We have volunteers who will also help them to secure the accommodation, and then they can move out into that permanent accommodation arrangement. I'm also adding a laptop to it. You know that we do regular laptop distributions. There's virtually no sector that has not received laptops from the MP's office, from assemblymen to ICT teachers to nurses, doctors, you know, all the directorates, health, education, agri, I've supplied laptops to all of them. So that's our latest initiative, and I'm sure that it will also help to retain them. You know, there's this mass exodus going on where doctors wake up in the morning, they go to work, and they are told their nurses have taken flight. They are no longer in the hospitals. They are either in the UK or Canada. So we are thinking through a number of these initiatives. On the east bank of the Volta region, the Joapong enclave, we also have a very nice package there to attract doctors, well-furnished accommodation. And it has helped us to attract our first group of doctors for the Tagaji Polyclinic. So we continue to roll out interventions. We are focused. We are not really bothered about who wants to contest, as we believe that it is really your work, your output, that will, at the end of the day, be the decider. Let me anecdotally also state that when Nana Akomia talked about how hard they are working on the Baumia campaign, it just occurred to me that, you know, where has all that hard work been? If you look at the state of the economy, the head of the economic management team, who is now working hard campaigning for votes, you know, many analysts have said that in Africa, the way politicians work so hard for votes, they wish they could work as half as that when they are elected into office. Here we are being told they want to get into all the constituencies. But if you look at even how the national cake is being shared, you know, there's so much nepotism and cronyism all over the place. Their own members are up in arms complaining about how very insular and exclusive, you know, the whole Kufuor Baumia government has been. So in terms of output, we haven't seen the results of hard work, the results of creativity, all the bluster and the pomp and the bravado that they showed when they were in opposition, the big talk about how they could turn the fortunes of this economy around. I mean, we didn't see that. Many people think it's really an insult to us that after the havoc Dr. Baumia has caused to this economy, for the first time, we are going through a domestic debt exchange program. Never happened in our entire history. For the first time, people are taking financial haircuts. You know, pensioner bondholders can't get their life savings. You know, the pain, the excruciating hardship, you know, the trauma that this Baumia-led economic management team, the so-called solid team, as we were told, one wonders where's all of those ideas, the hard work that they talk about. So we know them. Nothing new, nothing refreshing, nothing inspiring, and they really offer no hope. And I'm not surprised that the clarion call is for the nation builder, the visionary, hardworking, results-oriented John Dramani Mahama to return to the driving seat to rescue this country from the doldrums, from the current mess that we find ourselves. But Doc, now let me talk about what I have been up to. So yesterday, I invited a team of journalists to come to my constituency, North Tong, to practically see the pain, the torture, the trauma that the Jean Mensah-led Electoral Commission is putting us through. Often when we speak about these matters, either in Parliament or on the platforms that you give us in the media, people don't really appreciate it. So I thought that I should invite these journalists to come and see what our people will have to go through because of this undemocratic, inconsiderate, and totally reckless decision by Jean Mensah to restrict the registration of voters to only district EC offices. I mean, this is the first time, Doc, that registration is being done at one center across the length and breadth of our country. It's never happened. Never. This is the first time. It's unprecedented. The level of recklessness is shocking. And you must bear in mind, Doc, that if there is any time that the electoral process ought to have been expanded if there's any time that we should have seen an addition of more centers, more registration centers, it is this year. Why do I say so? In 2021, there was no voter registration exercise. In 2022, there was no voter registration exercise. Mind you, under our laws, the Electoral Commission must register annually. This limited registration must happen every year. So 2021, there was no registration. 2022, there was no registration. 2023, no registration. We are now doing the 2023 registration. Quite late in the day. They have been waiting for some CI, which we made clear in Parliament we were not going to support. So it has delayed the process. And you have this backlog. So we should have seen more centers. Doc, if you read Article 42 of our Constitution, right to vote, Article 42 provides every citizen of Ghana of 18 years of age or above and of sound mind has the right to vote and is entitled to be registered as a voter for the purposes of public elections and referenda. Right. We all know what a right is. It's their right.
And an entitlement.
And an entitlement is entitled to be registered. So everything that public officials must do, the Electoral Commission must do, you have to do that to make sure that that right is accessed, that that entitlement is available to the people. And that is why the Constitution further provides in Article 45E, when it comes to the functions of the Electoral Commission. I read, the Electoral Commission shall have the following functions. E, to undertake programs for the expansion of the registration of voters. Expansion of the registration of voters. So we should be seeing an expansion on a consistent basis, on a graduated basis, not a reduction. That is what our Constitution provides. There is no ambiguity about this constitutional provision. So how on earth does the Electoral Commissioner decides? And then I heard Dr. Bosman say, voting is not by force. It's not compulsory. I mean, Jesus Christ. In the face of Article 42 of our Constitution, something which is a right, something which is an entitlement, in the face of Article 45E, your mandate, it means that Dr. Bosman has no clue about his mandate under this Constitution. He has no idea whatsoever what his functions are. The Constitution is very, very clear. Undertake programs for expansion. We should be seeing on a consistent basis an expansion of the space, expansion of the frontiers, expansion of opportunities for young people to vote. So yesterday, a team of 25 journalists, I invited them. We began from Togome, through Fujoku. It took us 78 kilometers. I told them it was an exercise. Let's all track, use our phones. 78 kilometers. Already, many people don't know, but Northton is one of the biggest constituencies by way of land size. 1,117 square kilometers. Northton is bigger than Singapore, which is just around 756 kilometers. Bigger than Bahrain, bigger than Sao Tome and Principe. Northton is bigger than Accra. If you talk about Central Accra is just about 225 square kilometers. But just that Accra is densely populated. That's 78 kilometers from Fujoku to then cross the river into Bato. So I took them along. And already it took us about 3 hours. You know that 78 kilometers is like from Accra to Winneba. This is just one constituency before you then have to cross the river. So who takes care of that transport fare? The risk involved. I mean, you go through the Joapon enclave, you know that my constituency very well. The Volta River partitions the constituency into east and west. The district capital is in Bato, where the EC office is. So all those in the Joapon enclave, Podoi enclave, Volu enclave, Fujoku enclave, Togome enclave, all the way to Salaga. Some of them must do 120 kilometers. Now, you know what? If you are afraid to cross the river, you must go round the river. And it means going through 2 additional constituencies. You must then go through Central Town, Adidome, enter Sogakope, South Town, before you come back, do a detour into Dove, back to Bato. About 200 kilometers. I mean, can you believe that? And there's no guarantee. When we arrived with the journalists, you can see the footage. When we arrived at the Electoral Commission, the network was down. Yes, so we crossed the river from Adidope, because from Joapon, when we did the 78 kilometers, we got to Adidope. That was the river crossing point. And I said they should come along. Let's cross together. I provided life jackets. So we all grabbed our life jackets because we want the Ghanaian people to know this is the reality. There are over 70,000 people living on that west bank of the Volta River. That is the reality that we face. So we had to cross the river, another 2 kilometers on the river. So just to vote, something which is a right.
Just to register.
I mean, just to register. Something which is an entitlement. An electoral commission that must take steps to expand, Article 45E, to undertake programs for the expansion of the registration. And Doc, this morning I've come here with 2 press cuttings. And you see, sometimes you wonder what happens to public officials when they get into that office. This is Jean Mensah as IEA boss, speaking on the 2016 limited registration exercise. Let me read the first one. Modern Ghana, 10th May 2016. IEA, Peace Council, call for extension of limited voter registration. And viewers can go online, can Google this. The Institute of Economic Affairs and the National Peace Council have made passionate appeals to the Electoral Commission, EC, to extend the just ended limited biometric voters registration exercise. Let me come to Jean Mensah's specific quotation. Speaking Monday on Adum FM's current affairs program, Burning Issues, the executive director of the institute, Mrs. Jean Mensah, suggested that eligible voters who could not register should be given at least 2 more weeks to do so.
Now, this 2016 exercise is an exercise that was conducted at 6,000 areas.
6,000 areas, yes.
And yet she believed that
2
more weeks
should be
given.
2 more weeks should be added.
When there were 6,000 registration centers.
As IEA boss, she took an expansionist view that, look, let's expand the process. Let's give more opportunities for people to be registered. She spoke also on CTFM. 11th May 2016. This is Ghana Web. Extend voters registration, IEA to EC. On Tuesday, the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, also added its voice to the cause. Its executive director, Jean Mensah, said, quote, I will say that to some extent it has gone very well and a number of people have been registered. However, we follow the process quite carefully and we are also aware that there are many others who would wish to be registered, who did not have the opportunity. And know that we have said it will be proper, that we do not disenfranchise people who are willing to vote or cast their vote for the first time. We do not disenfranchise people who are willing to vote or cast their vote for the first time. She added, we have indicated that if resources will allow, it will be important for the EC to extend the registration exercise to allow those who are really keen and those who are serious to vote. We have called for an extension of 2 more weeks, and we believe that any serious person who really wants to be registered will really have the opportunity to do so. I think that will ensure some peace and give some credibility to the process. Although Mrs. Mensah admitted that the continuous registration process will give failed applicants another opportunity to register, she was doubtful about the convenience of the process. Quote, if you look at the proximity of the various centers where the registration is being done, and this was when it was 6,000, she says, if you look at the proximity of the various centers where the registration is being done, It makes it very easy for people who are within a locality to go to their areas and register. Whereas if they go to the EC, for instance, to register, they may end up voting in a particular constituency, which may be far away from where they live.
So hold on. This exercise in 2016 was an exercise that was done at 6,000 polling stations. So it was based on electoral areas.
Yes.
6,000.
Yes.
Now, this exercise was for 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yes, it was about 2 weeks.
Yes, and she thought that
there should be another 2 weeks.
There should be an extension by 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then at that time, the EC had announced that there will be continuous registration.
Yes.
She alludes to the continuous registration.
Yes.
But she makes the point.
Yes, about convenience.
That this continuous registration will only be done at the EC's district offices.
Yes.
So she then raises the issue of convenience.
Of convenience.
That although that will be made available, proximity is a reason why this one at 6,000 places ought to be extended.
Yes, can you believe that?
Please read that part again.
Yes. She said she was doubtful about the convenience of the process. If you look at the proximity of the various centers where the registration is being done, it makes it very easy for people who are within a locality to go to their areas and register. Whereas if they go to the EC office to register, they may end up voting in a particular constituency which may be far away from where they live. I think that, I'm continuing, there's more that she said. Very interesting. I think that it is a great idea to have the continual registration process, but I am not sure how convenient it will be for someone who lives in Wager and who has to come all the way to Reach. That is the office of the Electoral Commission to register, unless the EC's offices within the various constituent localities are open. I'm not sure whether the process has been formalized. We are yet to receive any notification from the EC as to whether that process has been formalized. We are actually yet to receive notification on this continuous registration process and whether it will be effective. She told City FM. Incredible. Incredible. So the double standards, the lack of principle, the hypocrisy, what has changed? At a time, 6,000. And this is Jean Mensah as IEA boss, talking about convenience, proximity, that we should not disenfranchise people. And look at what she's doing today. Look, the journalists who accompanied me yesterday, they were all shocked. There's one from Metro TV. You can talk to him. You can interview that reporter. He was shocked. That, I mean, really, is this first time to island communities, to overbank communities, and they couldn't believe the distance. They couldn't believe what it entails. Now, I have provided life jackets. I'm still looking for more. I'm not sure it's adequate. The about 400 that, because the projection we have made, Doc, Northtown will have to register not less than 3,000 people. And this Electoral Commission, they have not provided life jackets. They have not provided canoes. We have to provide all of that. We have to make arrangements for transportation. And you see, Doc, I have here the 2023 budget. What the Electoral Commission asked for their programs for this year, they never told us that they will do this restricted, limited registration to EC offices.
What did they tell you?
They said they will follow the status quo. And they asked for 386,047,606 Ghana cedis.
300 and what?
86 million.
To do what?
For their programs and activities for this year, including the limited registration.
2023.
Yes, 2023. And that's what we approved. Parliament did not slash. You remember 2023, we were very, 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 strict. We slashed a number of things. Contingency fund, we slashed it by half. We removed the 80 million allocation for National Cathedral, if you recall. This amorphous office at the presidency called monitoring evaluation, we slashed their budget. So we were on a slashing spree. But the Electoral Commission, we spared them. Because we all know how important it is. We gave them their entire allocation. We didn't touch it. So what is going on? It cannot be an issue of lack of resources. It cannot be an issue of lack of equipment, because the equipment are there. These equipments are available in your warehouses. So what exactly is going on? Why this cruelty? Why this wickedness? And look, if you are MP in the terrains that some of us come from, you'll be so pained, you'll be so angry. Because, look, they spoke to, I wish you can listen to some of the mothers who spoke, that I have 3 children. I have to, transportation alone is 400 cedis. There is no guarantee that after they do the long distance and cross the river, they may get there around 3, 4 p.m., that they can finish. They'll go and join the queue. And Doc, many people don't know. You know there's a big difference between limited registration and the voting day when we are voting. Because when we are voting, if you are in the queue before 5, before the deadline, you'll still be allowed to vote. During registration, the system goes off. It's been programmed. It's automatic. At 5 p.m., it goes off. It doesn't matter how many people are in the queue.
Oh.
Yes. Many people don't know that. So, those of us who are bearing the brunt, we have been forced to do hotel bills, hostels, accommodation arrangements, feeding arrangements, so that they can then wake up and go back there and continue. Can you believe that? The enormous cost. I mean, why, look, and how do we want these young people to grow up? How do we expect them to be patriotic? Look, one of them asked me, are you these big men, are you people thinking at all? Just to register, just for a card. I'm writing WASI. I have to come and go through all this. At least you have tried. You've brought pickups to take us. We are crossing for free. But all of this stress. I have books to read. I'm writing exams. You big men, what's wrong with you? I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to tell the young man. I didn't know what to tell. How are these young people going to grow? And look, these are communities that have made enormous sacrifices. Many people don't know that the power we enjoy, we sit in Accra and enjoy. You know, my people had to be relocated for a Kosovo Dam to be built. They donated their land. The Pond Dam, my people had to be relocated. The people of Togoma, the people of Ojoku. These are people who have made enormous sacrifices for us to be where we are today. Jean Mensah, who is taking this decision, does she know that these are the people who are paying the taxes? This 386 million parliament approved for her office is the Ghanaian people's taxes. And this is how we are treating them. Your own statements, just about 7 years ago, when you were IEA boss, your post, one would have thought that under this IEA boss, when she becomes electoral commissioner, the way she was criticizing Charlotte Osei, open the space, add two more weeks, allow everybody who wants to register. Today, you are telling the people in their face, virtually insulting them, that voting is not by force, so we don't care. Finally, I heard Dr. Bosman say that the advantage of voting in the EC office, registering the EC office, pardon me, registration in the EC office, is to prevent foreigners. That it helps to prevent foreigners. I mean, incredible. Unbelievable. Look, this man is saying a lot of bizarre, illogical, weird things, but this is probably the worst. Look, this process rather is what will potentially introduce a lot of foreigners. You know why? At the registration center, parties are told to bring only one agent. So some of us have a standby agent when one wants to go for lunch or is tired, you know. How do you expect single agents who normally come from the area, the district office area, to know everybody in the constituency? All those who are traveling 200 kilometers, 220 kilometers, crossing rivers. You expect one agent to know all of them, your EC officials to know all of them. When you decentralize rather, everybody knows everybody. The local agents there in those electoral areas know everybody, so they can challenge them. If we haven't seen you in our electoral area before, if we don't know you, that is what rather prevents foreigners. So you see an electoral commission now concocting stories, excuses. Look, we are not zombies. We see what is at play. What is at play is a grand agenda for voter suppression, for exclusion of votes from strongholds of the NDC. Because if you look at Ghana's demography, you look at the topography, the majority of hard-to-reach areas are NDC strongholds. The north tongues of this country, the Afram plains of this country, the Sechura Afram plains of this country. Those are NDC strongholds. Those are seats controlled by the NDC. So let us impose this draconian measure, prevent them from registering. Then we can suppress votes. We can disenfranchise people on a mass scale. And then we can also do gerrymandering. Bring in all these foreigners, strangers from other constituencies, neighboring constituencies, where, because I asked the agents, even the MPP agent, are you sure you know everybody who comes here? They say, oh, how can we? We are from Bato, how can we? But well, we are trying, sometimes we try to interview them once they speak, you know, the pure dialect, then we just assume, we take it like that, you know. So, gerrymandering. I mean, you can't believe what is happening. And I'm surprised that civil society is quiet. The clergy is quiet. Moral society, moral leadership is quiet. I hope that after people seeing what the Ghanaian people are going through, taxpayers, people who have sacrificed their land for us to have a Kosombo Dam, for us to have Pond Dam, to have electricity. This is what we are putting them through. I hope that people's conscience will be pricked. I hope that people will go back to what Jean Mensah said as IEA boss in 2016 and ask her if that is what she is implementing today.
So in 2019, the Electoral Commission, doing the limited registration exercise, decided to do this district office thing. Somebody went to court, and then the EC itself changed from the 260-something to 1,500.
Yes.
In 2019. Now, this time round, we've heard the other political parties who said that when the issue came up at IPAC, they disagreed. The EC said it was going to get back to them. The next thing they heard was that the EC had announced that this was what was going to be done. Fast forward, the NDC and those parties went to the Supreme Court. We all know what happened. They didn't get a return date. Later on, they were told that they will be given 17th October. But whilst they were at that, a citizen also goes to court and gets an injunction against the EC, serves the EC the injunction. The EC goes ahead with the exercise. They go to court to cite the EC for contempt. They try to serve the EC. They've been trying to serve the EC, and the EC, according to the citizen and his lawyers, has been evading service. And our news team was at the EC's office yesterday. Let's just watch what transpired.
Yeah. I remember that I eat our questions. Joseph Wellington. Yeah. I remember that I eat our questions.
Many thanks for your time tonight. This is where we begin because there was some reported tension at the Electoral Commission office as security personnel on duty obstructed court bailiffs attempting to serve legal documents to the EC commissioners. The police personnel on the premises claimed they had received instructions not to permit anyone onto the premises until after the upcoming week.
Almost an hour the bailiff is trying to serve the Electoral Commission, officers of the Electoral Commission, but it appears it is unsuccessful. I'll be speaking to a member of her legal representative on what is the way forward for her. You're welcome to Metro News.
Thank you very much.
So you are here, you filed a contempt application on behalf of your client on grounds of human rights action. You've not been able to get access to the Electoral Commission to file the contempt application. How long do you intend to stay here?
We will try our best to effect personal service, because the law is that when a person is sued in respect of a contempt, so if there is a contempt application against any respondent, the contempt application has to be served personally on the respondent. However, there is room for an applicant, if let's say that we are upon 3 times or more of attempting personal service, we are still unable to effect service, the law allows us to apply for what we call substitute service of the process. So we can go to court, file an ex parte application, and then ask the courts that instead of serving the officials of the EC personally, we want to paste the contempt application on their walls or on the notice board of the court. And if the court deem that as reasonable, they would allow us.
So when we are unable to serve the EC today, when do you intend to go back to the court to file the application you are making reference to?
We would have to take instructions from our clients. So after this, we would speak to our clients and then we would let them know what has happened. But as soon as possible, we intend to file an application for substitute service.
And in case the court also did not grant the application, what next will you do in terms of you coming to paste the notice on the walls of the Electoral Commission?
It will be rare for the court not to grant it because given the circumstances. But if the court nonetheless denies our application, then our only recourse will be to appeal.
You just had a member of the legal team of Precious seeking to file an injunction on the EC, restraining the EC from the ongoing exercise. Among the things he mentioned is that they will proceed, if they are unable to serve the Electoral Commission today, they will proceed to the court to file an application which will permit them to paste the notice on the walls of the Electoral Commission. Reporting, we've been here almost an hour trying to, the bailiff is...
All right, so that was the news item from our reporters, which was broadcast on Newsnight yesterday.
You can gerrymander the election results.
There's a preventing the
so there's the boundaries, the first one. Then you can also
from the court. We'll take a break. When we return, I'd hear from Nana Komi on this issue.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola!
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola!
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola!
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola!
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola. Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you.
Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Inside Black Star Press Limited. Grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with our prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
Over 18 years in business, Appointed Time Printing Limited has delivered quality service to some of Ghana's well-known brands. With our equipment capacity, we are able to deliver 1,500 pieces of polo and t-shirts in 1 hour. This is only possible with us. For retailers and wholesalers, we offer for sale high-quality polo shirts and t-shirts in different colors at affordable prices. We have a one-stop shop for all creative designs and billboards, 3D signages, flexi banners, car branding, stickers, and posters. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Appointed Time GH, Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is a
Masanabo, Masanaba. Say, you see, you call cashless. Say, cashless, yeah. You say, you can be a wish office. You see, the power up or back. And also, another you'll be beer. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit and do a one issue. So, what problem be a person used for associate? He answer overcome power up. So, and one on my two assembly up. So, only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so and it's new memory. And one said, who may now young phone. Oh, sorry. Open your phone. No one direct *226# You are through there. You see the power up no. Mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BH you never see you see the power up. But how to show a down some simple.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have the Honorable Nana Komi and the Honorable Sami Okujeto Ablakwa. Now, the Makers Electronics Company Limited is still giving you up to 67% discounts on selected electronic appliances from brands such as Samsung, LG Move, Nasco, TCL, Media, and Toshiba. These are quality but affordable 2-year manufacturer defect warranty. So visit their showrooms at the Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasaman Zongo Junction, Oraifa Tema and Boga Junction, Kasua New Market, Ashaman Valco Flats, Kumasi, Ahinema Kokobing, Takradi Fiekuman number 9 Market. You can reach the Makers Electronics Company Limited on 055 222223 or 055 222254. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics. Terms and conditions apply. And if you're thinking anything printing, Black Star Press Limited is the latest printing press facility in Ghana with a state-of-the-art equipment to help you grow your business. We help you invent the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with your works. Black Star Press is the printing press you need to get all your unique jobs done on time with perfection. Black Star Press is associated with a Lionhead group of companies with a worldwide reputation for quality printing. Call the Black Star Press Limited on 0200-880-000 for your orders. At Black Star Press Limited, we print everything printable except money. Original TV, Original FM, and Metro TV in partnership with Superb Lounge brings you all the excitement at this year's Ojira Festival from Ekropon in the Eastern region. Yes, tune in for the sights and sounds of rich culture and tradition from Friday the 29th of September to Monday the 2nd of October 2023. Or join the train from Accra through the Bree Mountains to Ekropon for the following activities. Friday the 29th of September, Grand Debor of the Chiefs and People of the Kwapiman Traditional Council, live from Abenenim at 10 a.m. Saturday 30th of September, free Wache party inside Superb Lounge, Ekropon at 6:30 a.m. sharp. Sunday 1st October, Thanksgiving service at the Grace Church, Ekropon at 9 a.m. Monday 2nd October, free poolside party at the Super Lounge, Ekropon, 12 p.m. till you drop. This year's Ojira Festival promises to be full of unforgettable experiences, and Metro TV, Original FM, and Original TV will bring you a delightful and comprehensive coverage. All right, so that's Ojira. That reminds me of when I was a bit younger. I would always be there. Anyway, Dada?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Sami Okujeto makes a good point. But not all the points that he makes are that great.
Right.
And I'll show you why. Let me start with the Electoral Commission. I don't think there's any debate that holding this registration the way they are at the EC district offices makes it difficult for new people who have just turned 18 and people who want to replace their cards, people who want to transfer their votes. Holding this exercise in one center makes it more difficult to assess. I mean, there's no debate about that. And it's not just even the outside the big cities. Even in the big cities, like Accra, it is difficult if you are holding it in one center as against more centers in the districts or the constituencies. If you take my constituency, Okaikwe South, in Accra, the Electoral Commission district office is at Kaneshie, just behind the Kaneshie market. You know that place, the social welfare. Yes. Those days you used to go to Red Onion, that place that, that's where the office is. But Okaikwe South includes a place like Abeka Junction.
Yes.
Adaman,
yes.
You know Adaman.
Ghana Telecom University.
Ghana Telecom, Abeka Junction. Yes. Now, if you are staying at Adaman,
yes,
which is the original name for the Abeka Junction place, and you are going to go to...
my barbers are top 10.
Your barbers are at Adaman?
Yes, top 10.
They trim your beard?
Yes.
So this beard is trimmed?
Yes.
Now, yeah. Now, if your barber at Adaman, Abeka Junction, wants to go and register,
yes,
they have 18-year-olds, so they want to go and transfer, they will probably have to take 2 trotros.
Yes.
One from Abeka Junction to Nkrumah Circle, and then from Nkrumah Circle to Kaneshie. And then when they are able to register, they must then walk to Kaneshie Market and take the trotro to Circle, and then down from Circle to Adaman, which is Abeka Junction. That's tedious. So there is no debate that holding the registration in one place, even in the big cities like Accra, is difficult. Even if you are at Bubuashi to Kaneshie, you have to take some trotro at some point. So there's no debate about that. And when you consider that in 2016, when the population was smaller, we had about 6,000 centers. And so now we should be having more to take cognizance of the increase in population. So, but when Samuel Kujeto goes to make the point, as if the EC is discriminating against somebody, then there's a problem. You then distort your own argument. Because the situation that faces North Tongue faces Okaikwe South.
Not on the same scale.
Faces Sojaman constituency.
Not on the same scale.
Faces Fantiakwa constituency. Do you know the distances in Fantiakwa constituency? So
there are degrees.
Can I finish?
There are levels.
How are you going to measure the degrees?
Do you know
Fantiakwa constituency?
Of course, I've been there a couple of times.
So
my
constituents are there. So don't, you see, you distort your own argument and listen carefully.
I strengthen the argument.
You see, so when you present your case as if there's some discrimination against North Tongue and that they've sacrificed land for dam, and do you know what other people have suffered?
I'm the MP for North
Do
Tongue.
you know what? Yeah, but
do you know my constituency?
One second.
You should know my
constituency. You are the MP for North Tongue.
Yes.
But this is not
about speak about my constituency.
Yeah, but this is not about North Tongue. It's about the whole country. It's not an exercise that is being conducted in North Town alone.
Who has said so?
It is an exercise that is also being conducted in Fantiakwa. They are facing the same problem. So when you come out to say North Town people have sacrificed their lives,
this is red herring. This is red herring.
But I'll still make it.
Yeah.
And you have to listen. Yeah. So when you come out to tell us that North Town people have sacrificed their land and they are paying taxes, it is not peculiar to North Town. You are making an emotional argument. It is perfectly right that doing it in one center will restrict access, whether you are in Okankwe South, whether you are in Fantiakwa, whether you are in Amansia West. It will restrict access to make it more difficult to access registration. It's a very powerful argument. And then the question then is, so why is EC holding the registration in just one center? Is it logistics? Is it funding? Then you make the point that the funding that they brought, the budget that they brought was not cut. So you expect that EC will make provisions to ensure that the registration is carried on, so that the inconvenience is reduced or access is improved, so people can exercise their franchise. But this thing about we've sacrificed their land for Volta and we have paid taxes is an emotional argument that does not help your case. Now, Sammy talked about, the earlier talked about efforts that he's making to provide accommodation for nurses, talked about some hotels and so on. It draws my mind to something that's always been worrying me. Many a time, the rural areas, they have difficulty getting skilled professionals to serve in the rural areas. Talk about doctors, talk about teachers, talk about nurses, and so on. And one of the main reasons why these trained professionals refuse to go to the countryside areas is because of proper housing and some of these compensatory facilities. So it worries me that as a country, we don't have a policy that will say that every district should be able to put up decent accommodation for professionals who will be posted to the district. Because every district is given a budget. And if it's government policy, some of that budget can be set aside. The districts will be told that you need to set up decent accommodation, set up a nurses' quarters for nurses, accommodation for maybe 20, 30, depending on the size of the district. Set up a place for doctors, maybe 4 or 5 decent houses for doctors, for teachers and so on. So that it's a national policy that will cut across. Now you post people, teachers, and they don't want to go because they can't find decent accommodation. You post medical doctors, they don't want to go because they can't find decent accommodation. And then now you're having members of parliament now trying to rent hotels. It's a failure in our local governance delivery system. And going forward, we need to look at that. Having a national policy that will provide these kind of facilities on a routine basis across districts for attracting a skilled personnel to these areas. Now, Sami Okujeto, of course, could not resist a little dig at Dr. Baumia. He's not working hard in the economy. And Baumia is supervising nepotism and cronyism. And Baumia is doing big talk. Where is that too coming from? Baumia is supervising nepotism and cronyism? Is that what you are telling us? Baumia has filled his office or government with his brothers and sisters? and uncles. Is that what you're telling us? And then Bawumia has failed. He talked big on the economy. He's the head of the economic management team and all of that. You know, number one, the NPP delegates, as shown by the results on August 26th, they don't agree with you. And when you see the results that they returned for Dr. Bawumia, a massive 68% out of a field of 10 candidates. The NPP party, they don't agree with what you're saying. But he says that Bawumia is the head of the economic management. Fine. Do you know that the economic management team, they work up to the cabinet? You know that. They don't have any power in the constitution to do anything. But it's not even in the constitution. The vice president's role officially assigned to him in Article 60. I'm sure you have the constitution. 61. So this business about he's in charge of the economy and he has failed will not wash. But then he brings in President Mahama and says that he is a nation builder. And but President Mahama too, the records show that his management of the economy and the country as president, not as vice president, that management was poor, and it reflected in the results of the elections in 2016, where President Mahama's performance was rejected by the people of this country by a whopping million votes, which rejection has never happened to a sitting president in this country. But yesterday, you've brought him back on 2 occasions, saying to Ghanaians that you believe that he would still make a good president. Now, somebody who failed so badly as president, as the results of 2016 shows, when he was a sitting president, you brought him back and say he will do well for Ghanaians. And somebody who's been vice president, you said as for him, he's also managed the country so badly, so he shouldn't be brought back. And that is an embarrassment. Really? And President Mahama is a nation builder. What nation builder? The man who told us you can't criticize him, after we voted for him, he told us you can't criticize him unless you've been president. He then went on to instruct us about the people who can criticize him. So we take notice that if you're not one of these people, you cannot criticize him because you haven't been president before. That's the nation builder that you are trying to force on us. Just last week, he was telling us that there are problems with the judiciary, and he says that the problem, he's going to pack the judiciary with NDC members. He is accusing somebody of packing the judiciary. And his solution to that, the reform that he says are needed in the judiciary, his solution is to also pack the judiciary with it's like somebody saying that people are chopping money, so me too, when I can come and chop money. I mean, and this is the person that we have, Samuel Kujato is going to inflate on us as a nation builder. Don't do that. At the end of the day, the Ghanaian people will decide. You have the right to bring in President Mahama. The NPP too has the right to bring in what they want. Who assess their records objectively, some will be subjective. At the end of the day, we're going to have the Ghanaian people decide.
Someone has a question for you.
Yes. Is my boss?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a question for you. He says, what's Nana Komia saying about Bawumia's role in the economy? So why did Bawumia post 170 questions to Emisata? Or he thinks we have forgotten?
Yes.
Yes. He's saying that.
I hear you.
Yes.
I'm just responding.
Saying, yes.
I'm responding. But I have posed questions to Emisata.
No.
Oh no, I have posed questions to Emisata.
No, he's saying that on the basis, he's saying on the basis of what you say about the role of the economic management team and how you you virtually belittle it.
Exactly.
He says that, so why did Dr. Bawumia, knowing that there's a president and a cabinet, pose 170 questions to the vice president Emisata
so what
for him to answer?
No, okay. So I now get a question. The question is that why didn't he pose it to the president? That's what you mean. That's what you mean. That's
or the cabinet.
Or the cabinet.
So maybe if you listen to the question well, I read it. It says, what is Nana Kumia saying about Bawumia's role in the economy? So he's addressing what you said. And he says,
and his basis is that why did Bawumia pose?
So he says that on the basis of what you said,
if
we are to go by that, why did Bawumia pose 170 questions to the
vice president?
Yes, to the vice president. Why did he do that?
Because that's the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he did so because he was the chairman of the economic management team.
No.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what he said.
Yes.
In the NDC's time, did they have economic management?
Yes.
Okay. But you know that Bawumia, what was he? Was a vice presidential.
Running mate. Yes.
And Emisata was the vice president.
Yes. But he posed the questions to him as chairman of the economic management
team. And also he posed questions to John Mahama.
Yes. But this is specific.
Yes,
specific.
He posed 170 questions on the economy.
Directed
to the chairman of the economic management
team. Fine. It's not a problem. We all know that. And Emisata couldn't answer.
He refused to.
He said that he didn't think that
he didn't think it should dignify it.
It was worth it.
Why? Why did it?
And in fact, 2 days ago,
I
read a report where the Honorable Sentekwe is asking Dr. Bawumia to answer the 170 questions he posed to Emisata.
Yes.
To answer it.
Yes. But he's been answering.
He's been answering what?
He's been answering the questions.
Huh?
He's been answering it.
Has he spoken on DDEP?
DDP is the only
economic matter. That's the biggest issue in Ghana.
The biggest issue.
But if you ask him, he will answer it.
The IMF bailout.
If you ask him, he will answer it. Can I
why is it that when he got the platform, the biggest platform they gave him as vice president, he touted the solid economic management team? Why didn't he tout cabinet? Why didn't he talk about cabinet?
But why? He was happy with the team that he had.
He was talking about solid economic management team. Now you are running, now you say we should go to cabinet.
No. Nobody has.
Now you say, it's not in the constitution.
Can I finish?
Let's go to cabinet.
No, but is it in there?
Let me read Article 61. It's here. There shall be a vice president of Ghana who shall perform such functions as may be assigned to him by this constitution or by the president.
Yeah.
And he has been assigned a duty as chairman of the economic management team. He stood on a platform.
He's been assigned a duty by
the president. He stood on the platform and touted the economic management team, not cabinet. He didn't list cabinet ministers.
I agree.
And ended up saying a solid team. It was economic management team.
Don't come and beat me. My small point.
I can't beat you.
My small point.
I can't beat you.
Right. My very small point.
Now let's run away from economic management. Yanko cabinet.
Can I?
Say the Yanko cabinet.
No, but that is the truth. But Radhi,
me cabinet.
Yes, when he was reading
no longer solid economic management team.
Oh no.
The team is no longer solid.
Just be calm.
It's been liquefied.
We know you sacrificed your land.
The team has been liquefied.
There's nowhere solid. But Randy, when Samuel Kujeto happily was reading the
constitution,
he said that duties assigned to him.
By the constitution and the president.
So when somebody assigns you a duty, you're responsible to that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go and blame the president. Not
I haven't said so, but if you that's what
your work hard.
It's a very easy work, and it is not my work. The NPP party, by the results that you know, they've shown tremendous faith in Ghana, just like you people have shown tremendous faith.
Your kid brother says hi.
Who's that?
You have not rewarded him for his exploits.
Who's that?
The BBC.
Oh yes. But he's your mentor.
Yes.
He mentions you all over the place as his mentor.
Mentee.
So he's my mentee.
Mentee.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm saying you are his mentor.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, he's your. Yeah, you are his mentor.
Yes.
He mentions you all over the place as his mentor. What have you done? Have you brought him here?
I'm saying that he has sent a message.
That.
It says Nana appears very much involved in this campaign.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the showdown in November.
Let me tell you something that Dr. Bamia tells the people in the Volta region.
Okay.
He tells them that he would give the NDC a showdown. Volta region. So he has appropriated the showdown and turned it around a positive way against the NDC.
So he's not even original. He can't even be original.
No.
Kennedy Japon is a real deal.
He's
a real deal. No. You guys can't even be original. Have you paid royalties to Ken?
Please. The things that you are saying today are the original.
Yes.
No, the things
Have
that
you paid royalties to Ken? Ken, I heard him yesterday say that it's not about who has more money and all of that. They shouldn't follow inducements. He needs some royalties.
The things that you are saying today are the original.
Very original. My own thoughts. I'm not quoting anybody and turning it around.
So he's turned it around.
Turn it around.
Musuro Dr. Baumia Sano. Yes, sir. Because Omunina himself, Nibejinawa. Member Omu showdown.
No originality.
Yes. The things that you are saying, are they original?
I come here with my own thoughts, do my own analysis. If I have to quote somebody, I give them credit.
Now showdown has become a popular political jargon, courtesy of my brother Kennedy Ajipon. And Baumia has taken it and turned it around beautifully against the NDC.
Is that one of the things you scripted, you strategized and scripted?
I don't understand.
Clearly, you can
understand.
Clearly, you can see that this advice is coming from the guru.
So it's taking it up.
You understand,
I can tell you.
Yes.
When he tells them that he's going to give the NDC a showdown in the Volta region, the place goes to the rafters. You know.
And that excites you.
No, it excites the people. It excites the people. So my conclusion is that Sami Okujeto is making a good point. All of us are making a good point. I can't understand if the full budget of the Electoral Commission has been approved.
Yeah.
And yes, they seem to be falling short of the use that the funds have been approved for. I don't understand it. They haven't come out with a clear reason.
You haven't heard Dr. Bosmasari?
Has he said why they are not moving down from the office?
Voting is not compulsory.
That's one.
Yeah.
Normally they will say lack of funds.
No, they haven't said that.
So, but you see, this registration is...
And they already have the equipment.
This registration is supposed to be towards the district assembly elections. But there will be more registration next year towards the general elections. And we must, and I'm sure they'll be coming with their budget to Parliament.
Well, you can't be sure, because last year they didn't, 2 years ago they didn't. So you can't be sure.
No, they have to be.
They violated the law.
No, people will be 18 next year.
Yes, but people were 18 last year. She didn't.
But
2 years ago, she didn't.
The point is that I'm a Ghanaian citizen. The Constitution gives me the right to be registered to vote and to exercise my franchise when I attain the age of 18. The Electoral Commission has been set up by the Constitution. People have been put in office to ensure that I'm able to exercise that right, enjoy that right and exercise same. If in 2021 I turned 18, there was a by-election in my area, I cannot vote, although I'm qualified, because the EC did not facilitate that. 2022, same. Then 2023, they decide to do it, and they decide that it will be done at the district level. When even 11 years ago, it was done at electoral area level. Are we going forward?
Randy, we have said the same thing. Sami has said so, I have said so. So I'm saying that next year, when there's going to be a general election,
why next year? We should call them out.
But
we should let them stop these things.
But they have started, haven't they? As we speak.
No, but I'm saying they should stop these things.
Stop it.
They are even evading service.
I agree with you.
Why? Why this level of...
We have said that this is
after
not
all her own statements at IEA boss.
No, we agree. No, we all agree. Do we disagree?
No.
That this thing that they're doing makes it difficult for all of us. Samuel Kujato is talking about the money he's been spending because people have been coming to you. It's not just Samuel Kujato. I'm sure every other member of parliament is facing the same problem. People come up to you and say, my daughter is 18, but we can't travel. And you'll be obliged to support them, find buses and so on. But everybody is facing the same problem, imposed on them by the Electoral Commission. As we speak, the exercise is going on. I'm saying that in a month or two's time, they will bring their budget again to Parliament. And that budget would have to include provision for registration. And it offers Parliament a chance to deal with this issue, that how is the registration going to be conducted, and get it firmly established that this is the way we want it to be established, and these are the funds that have been provided for it. So I'm just looking forward. If they can be stopped now and be forced to bring it down, well, I'll be happy. But as we speak, Samuel Kujato is incurring his expenses here, and I'm sure from here he's going to go back to his constituency and spend money, just like any other MP. It's going on. But I'm saying, so looking forward, 2 months' time, they'll bring their budget again. It is to give Parliament a chance to deal with this matter firmly.
We should stop them now and get them to do
Now, how are you going to stop them? You've gone to courts. They say they've closed their windows or something. You've called them out. They haven't bought it. You've repeated Jean Mensah's statements. We've all seen some contradiction. They are still going ahead. And as we speak, people are going to register. So if we can't have a way, we all thought the courts would have, but I don't know if it was the timeliness of the filing in court or whatever. But as we speak, it's still going on. And I'm saying that whilst we express our unhappiness at the current situation, in 2 months' time, we'll get a firm chance to deal with this matter when they bring their budget for approval in Parliament. And all of you are there. Then we can.
Will your candidate speak to this issue?
Which candidate?
Your candidate, Dr.
Bawumia.
Will he speak to this issue?
Why not?
Okay, when?
I mean, but who is happy with it? This thing that the Electoral Commission is doing.
Yes.
It doesn't inure to anybody's benefit.
No, I'm just asking because I'm not heading.
Well, I mean, I'll mention it to him but this thing, it has to be established that this procedure that the Electoral Commission has it doesn't inure to anybody's benefit, anybody's advantage. Everybody is suffering the effects.
Why? Because you see, interestingly, you know this thing about governments and institutions like the police, the Electoral Commission, and what parties do when they are in government and all that. If you look at the statement that Sami referred to, where he quoted Mrs. Jimensa, in that statement, the institutions that were actually complaining,
the Peace Council,
yes,
the IEA.
You will see that in the report that IEA have, it includes the MPP.
Yes.
Said it done what?
Yeah, the MPP also said it should be extended.
Yes, and this is even an exercise that was done at 6,000 centers.
Yes.
For the period.
Yes.
And the issue of the extension to cover more people.
That's true.
The Peace Council was there speaking.
Yeah.
The IEA was speaking. The MPP was speaking.
Yes.
And then you have a situation where the same thing is going to be done in 268 district offices. And people are quiet.
Yes. Why is the Peace Council quiet
people
today?
Are quiet.
They were not quiet yesterday, even with a
people
much better exercise.
With 6,000 centers.
Why are they quiet?
Yeah, why are they quiet?
I mean, I don't speak to the Peace Council. I don't know.
Why are they quiet?
I don't know the members of the Peace Council, but all of us are speaking against it. That is not the ideal situation. I'm saying even if in Accra, between Abekan Junction and Kaneshie, you have to take 2 trotros for your barber. And of course, you run, if you are not careful, you go there, he's going to have you facilitate. And you will be suffering for it. Because you also want to make sure that he's enfranchised. So it's a difficulty for all of us. Everybody every MP, every party, I would wish that bringing it down to electoral areas means that it's within the walking distance. Even then, in some electoral areas, in the rural areas, even though you come down to electoral areas, some still would have to take transport. So you will still have a difficulty. But at least it increases the potential for access, you know, and it disadvantages everybody. And NDC, you took the chance to fight it. It looks like it's still not bearing fruit. The Electoral Commission is still going ahead. And if nothing happens, because this is as we finish in another 1.5 weeks, I think.
Yes.
If nothing happens, when they come for their budget, I'm sure you people will have them.
You see, a few days ago, I made a statement and I said that I support and I applaud the Supreme Court with the way they handled that suit, which the e-levity, you remember, about whether Joe Wise, the Honorable Joe Sewusu can vote.
Yeah, it's the Abdullahi case.
Yes, and the Supreme Court, within 48 hours, I believe, dealt with the matter.
They were very expeditious.
They dealt with the matter within 48 hours. And for me, that was commendable because this is an issue.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, this is an issue.
There's a time limit.
Yes, it's an issue which, and then you have this same exercise, what we are talking about. Another party goes. I don't even want to go to the other side that also went to the Supreme Court on the same issue and still the matter has not been heard.
Yeah.
But on this issue, you give a return date of 17th October.
After the fact.
When what the people are saying is
the exercise is ending 2nd October.
Yes, they're saying is that, look, we think that this thing offends the Constitution.
And there's a time.
Step in, yes. And the EC has established a date for the exercise. And so we are going to give, we're going to hear the matter long after it's been done. Yeah. So it becomes like the former Auditor General, what's his issue?
Yeah,
Domlevo's issue.
Yeah.
Where a ruling is given long after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a ruling that will not give him.
It's of no effect.
The person who is being
who is aggrieved.
He will not. It will not be. It will even. It will just be a guide for future occurrences.
Yeah.
The issue of the president's powers, COVID.
Yeah.
You know, a ruling is given at a time when those powers, people have even gone to prison, and some had been pardoned afterwards and all that. So I try to compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Supreme Court has been on this path for a long time. I mean, since 1990. Remember when J.H. Mason went to court?
Yes.
About the whole about ministers?
Yes.
The judgment came way after when the people have been. So it's also also one of the things that would call for judicial reform.
Yeah. So
this thing about timely.
So another issue I make is that I commend the Supreme Court for the Abdullah in the case of the Joe Wise thing.
Yeah.
Obviously tells you that
they are aware of time.
Yes.
They are conscious of that.
And the relevance of the decision.
Yeah. I mean, if the decision comes after the event, then it's only if somebody is going to suffer, that person will have suffered.
And you see,
I'm saying they've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Some of the cases
true.
you don't understand.
True.
There's time to it. Why not take cognizance, especially when in some of the issues you can take cognizance of the fact. But the least that could have been done was to then ask the Electoral Commission to hold on until the 17th or until the matter is dealt with. And I think that would have been fair. But be that as it may, it is one of the things that if we're going to look at judicial reform and look at the timely delivery of justice, it has to be highlighted.
Yes.
Nana Akomia talks about a long history of this pattern by the Supreme Court. Except that in recent times, we can all see that this present Supreme Court, as currently composed, has shown that they have the capacity to deal with matters expeditiously, particularly when the matters seem to favor the NPP.
Let me ask you a simple question. Which Supreme Court did they have the capacity?
Well, I mean, you talk about a long history, which I will
No. Which Supreme Court
can
have the capacity?
Can I make
no, you
my
said
point?
This one they have the capacity.
They have.
So that assumes that the other courts didn't have the capacity.
No, listen to me carefully. That's not what I've said. They have shown in recent times that they have the capacity. In Abdullahi, they were expeditious, and they stated clearly that 137 MPs cannot purport to have rejected the budget. Based on that principle, Haruna Idrisu, Mahama Yariga, and I went to court on the same e-levy. Yes, one of the plaintiffs.
Which case is that?
The e-levy case.
The same one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that if 137 cannot reject the budget, 136, an inferior number, cannot approve e-levy. Citing Abdullahi as the authority. Seeing that this case, there will be no escape, they won't call it.
It's still not being called.
It's more than a year. We are waiting for a date. More than a year. So in Abdullahi, on 137, cannot reject a budget. You didn't meet the threshold, it should be 138. You were expeditious. You said Joe Wise can also vote. It was in that same judgment that it was established clearly now that the first deputy speaker can vote. I'm not going to go into all the arguments that have arisen. You know, what the speaker thought of the judgment and all of that. On that same principle, we also then say, tactically, on that day when we were in Parliament and saw that the NPP side had only 136, they didn't have two of their colleagues, including Adjoa Safo, who is now apologizing in that viral video. We then tactically said that, look, based on Abdullahi, delivered a few days ago, that 138 cannot take a decision. We are not going to participate at all. We are going to court to make sure that the right thing is done. We go, we don't get the same expedited treatment. We are still waiting. Almost 2 years now. We are still waiting. So it is these things that gives people the clear perception of bias that the current composition of the Supreme Court. So many examples that when it will favor a particular political tradition, then suddenly they can be expeditious. They can deliver judgments in good time. And then some of the principles, look at the extent they went to say that Joe Wise can vote, to say that Jachi Question should have a speedy trial. Expeditious, day to day. This same judiciary that has shown us that, look, when they want to work, they can work day to day. They can try Jachi Question every day. Suddenly, even just to get a date, the NDC is told that the Chief Justice has traveled. Chief Justice is not around. A matter that the registrar administratively can do. So you see, when you act this way, what do you expect lay people, the Ghanaian people? Remember that justice emanates from the people. Justice doesn't operate in a vacuum. And as they say, justice must be done and must be done, seem to be done manifestly. So you see, it is important that the judiciary does not act in these ways. You see, and that is what former President Mahama was talking about, the imbalance. You see, the imbalances. Now let me. There are two quick things. Just in a minute. Yeah, in a minute. Nana Akomia earlier thought I was being emotional and was wondering and saying that why am I making this look like a North-Tone issue?
Yeah.
He himself, in his submission throughout, he talks about Fanti Akwai as an example. Then, not too long ago, he talked about in rural areas, the impact. Yes, Okwakwesa. Then you add that, look, in rural Ghana, it will be worse. So there are degrees of impact. In any case, I'm the MP for North-Tone. I mean, I must make my case. And we all know that in every policy implementation, there are people who bear harsher consequences, who bear a greater impact. And that's the point I was making. He who feels it knows it. He who feels it knows it. So Nana should not be fair or unfair to me this morning.
Except that in making your case, you shouldn't position the EC as discriminating against one constituency. That's all.
We all know.
Now,
we all know what this is targeted at and what's going to result in. Let me conclude, please. Just a few seconds. I will be remiss as ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee if I don't extend deepest commiserations. I'm very close to these two diplomatic envoys. What has happened in Libya and Morocco, the flooding in Libya, more than 11,000 people now have died. Right. The earthquake in Morocco, 3,000 people confirmed and over 5,000 people injured, 3,000 dead. So these two incidents in North Africa, you know, almost 15,000 lives lost. Particularly Ambassador Iman Wadil, Moroccan ambassador to Ghana, I extend my deepest condolences to her. We are in solidarity. I have seen a statement from the President and Commander-in-Chief. These are two countries with whom we share strong diplomatic ties. There are lots of Ghanaians there in Morocco and Libya. It will be known later if some of our own kith and kin have been affected. But it's a really, really sad development, and I want to extend the sympathy of the Foreign Affairs Committee and all of us in Parliament and the Ghanaian people to these two countries, and particularly the two envoys, Ambassador Wadil and Ambassador Kamis, who are my very good friends.
Okay. Now, so let me reiterate my point, that in talking about the EC's operations, you shouldn't make it like it discriminates or imposes hardship on one constituency. Okay. Applies throughout the country. Okay. Number two, in talking about the Supreme Court, all of us have said that we are not happy with some of the timelines because it seems to defeat the purpose. But you should be careful not to repeat the mistakes that John Mahama did. You can express your disagreement or unhappiness with some procedure or conduct of the Supreme Court, but do not ascribe motives to the Supreme Court. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking the perceptions out there, the perception.
Because you say that, oh, there's a political...
there's a growing perception.
When there's something
we can all see what's happening.
See, all of us can do that.
This is a growing perception.
Let me tell you one thing.
You can run away from that.
In 1997, there was an election in Ayawaso, Wogon, Accra. There was a problem with the results. George Amu and one lady, I forgot. And George Amu, who was the NPP, Rebecca Doty, the George Amu disputed and they went to court. The Electoral Commission at that time, actually in their testimony, admitted that they made a mistake in giving, transposing the results. It took the Supreme Court of Ghana 4 years. This simple matter.
Okay, maybe not only the Supreme Court, because it started from the high. So the case was in court for that long.
But you see, nobody said that the courts at that time was in bed with the government. We criticized.
They were criticized. Yeah.
But so you should be careful. Look, Randy Abbey sits here. We all know John has strong ties with John Mahama.
Yes.
It's not a problem. We all have ties with other people. If I disagree with something Randy has said, I'm going to tell him why I disagree. But you see, I'm not going to ascribe motives. If I told him.
Unless you have basis.
Unless I have basis.
Yeah.
So you should always be careful.
And I've been very careful. I talked about a growing perception.
You have always,
I have not been categorical.
Today, please. You haven't
I talked about perception. I talked about a growing perception.
Okay. Take the
Let's go.
Favor. Stop. Let's go. Now, today I've been very tolerant.
Really?
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 Even though
really? Hello, good morning.
Good
morning. You owe me. You owe me, pa. Privacy plan says the first element of voter suppression is to make it difficult to register to vote. But a few birthdays. Today is the birthday of a very good friend of mine, Bobby. Everybody calls him Seke. So today is Bobby's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Bobby. And Pastor Jeffrey Quayson of the lunchtime prayer. Today is your birthday. So happy birthday to you, Pastor Jeffrey Quayson. Famed for the lunchtime prayer. Happy birthday to you. I'm sure that you say special prayers for us during lunchtime today. Now, today is the 81st birthday of a man who has 4 C's. His name is Charles Christian Carl with a C Coleman. Charles Christian Carl Coleman. C. C to the 4th. Yes, he's 81 today.
Happy. If you hadn't mentioned that, I was going to think that it was Fred Coleman.
Okay, that's Coleman's father.
That's his father.
Yeah, that's his father. Yes, that's his father. So he says
happy birthday.
He wants one of your special cakes for his dad. That's a text he sent to me. Robert Coleman. Yes.
He wouldn't send it to me.
He sent it to me. He said I should tell you.
You are now his messenger.
Can you imagine? No, can you imagine?
People get money.
You see? You see?
Koli.
You see, because of us, he doesn't respect his big brother. I'm not a messenger.
I see that you brought us something from the office of the minority leader.
We have to go. You know, we're past 30 minutes at time.
3 pages. Well, we did this, the cocoa matter.
The cocoa war.
Yeah.
It's continuing.
So all of a sudden we have issues about forward pricing.
Up next,
spot price.
over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatment.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate's toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. Kwa, when you fear for you and kobo the makers in Sra no de.
the pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealeth unto me this night, that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited, up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Sakrani. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV, and we're really going deep into the Metro Sports time. But let's quickly check out what's trending on social media.
Yeah. Doc, good morning. Good morning to our viewers. Today is Friday. Getting into where there are lots of comments coming in about the show. Let me read like 2 of them, and then we can move on to some others. So this one says that if the police are not allowing the bailiffs inside their premises, can they use the internet? The EC have emails, or at this time of the world, they don't have. In 2023, they won't open up, but this is why we have websites and emails. So that's from Honorable Duterte writing that on Twitter. And let me read another one that from Musa Abatu says, NEC should petition ECOWAS since they agreed to monitor what's happening in Africa or in Africa's democratic system in order to stop insurgent interferences. They should caution Ghana's EC. Any attempt to subvert the will of Ghanaians will be disastrous for this country. So that's it with the message, good morning. That's the hashtag, Good Morning Ghana, on Twitter always. And also on our Facebook page, our audience, thank you so much for always writing under the comment section there. Let's talk about Sarah Adjoasafo, Honorable Lawyer Sarah Adjoasafo. Yesterday we also saw the video, and you know it was the English for me, Charlie. You know the English was impeccable about treating so she says, "Oh yeah, you go now, so you paper." So she begs you anything that she said, and a lot of people are reacting to that. Let me read those messages also on Twitter. A lot of reactions yesterday. Very funny ones also. This one says that you simply don't have any business going back to Parliament again, and the good people of Dome Kwabenya constituency have made up their minds to change you and your NPP party in the constituency. That is from Majid. Mohammed Awal says, meanwhile, a teacher who housed him or herself in class for just a few months will be sacked. Adjoasafo neglected parliamentary duties for 2 years and now back apologizing. The people of Dome Kwabenya should drop her fast, straight from primaries, even before the main elections. And so it looks like people are not happy about that at all. Even though I think that her constituents should not send her to Parliament again, I believe she has shown some kind of maturity that has eluded both the president and other appointees to apologize. Okay, so those are some of the comments about Sarah Adjoasafo and her apology video yesterday. So as we wrap up, the Ghana Premier League starts today. It's Hartlepool versus RTU in Tamale. Hopefully Hartlepool wins. And then Bando Heart of Lions will be playing Kotoko in Kumasi. Yeah. So Hearts will win today. And by
That's
extension,
your prediction.
yes.
Okay.
And by extension of my other Heart, Heart of Lions.
Showdown.
Showdown. That's a problem. Yeah. Showdown in Kumasi.
Yes.
Yes, that will be.
Yebema Kotoko showdown.
No one will show down. Yeah. So it's back. Let's support the GPL just as we support, all the other leagues that we watch from outside Ghana. Yep. So that's it for today. But Dr. King Kaninja, Sunday is his birthday. What's in there? We wouldn't have a show, so we should do it for him. Kaninja of our sports.
Party.
It is his birthday, but as I know him there, he will do party.
So happy birthday in advance.
Yes, to King Kaninja of Ignite Media Sports team. Fine young man. Okay, that's it. Happy birthday to you in advance. My name is Desi Freddy and the Star Boy, and have a great weekend. Catch you next week, Doc. That's it for the trends today.
All right. So thanks.
Yes, sir.
And I'll see you.
I thought you were asking me yesterday, what did we say we name a dog?
Okay. And if you buy a second dog, you name a dog what?
Chief.
By Chamonix, but might work out for Uruguay, and it does. Vamos, los Tenos. Luku feeds the scrum. Geelong has it under control at the back. They might look for the second shot. No, Luku, he's going to play out the